Okay, guys, part two of reacting to more Japanese music with lyrics and delving into the lyrical meaning of things, which is I did that with Kenshi Nezu Lemon. It was a really great experience. I love doing that, and we're gonna do the exact same thing for for Crying for Rain, Minami. But I also was informed that there's a video from Goosebumps Radio who also explains what's going on in the lyrics and meaning of Crying for Rain. So we're gonna check that out very briefly too. Yeah, let's peep this song.
未熟無情されど美しくあれのディスティにふさわしくないこんなんじゃきっと物足りないくらい語っとけばうまくいく物金愛こともう自己顕示飽きたレイショップ何かそんな不満なんだ散々わがまま語っといてこれ以上他に何がいるそんなところも割と嫌いじゃ聞き飽きたんだよそのセリフ中途半端だけは嫌もういいやしてこうして言ってたって愛してどうして言われたって遊びだけなら簡単で真剣交渉めちゃくちゃで思いもしない重い言葉何度つばい古さのがどうせ期待してたんだレキレスでもいいよだけのフレーズをかかと持ち上がる言葉タブーにして空気を読んだ雨降らないでよ
Okay, I gotta say these lyrics are definitely not as straightforward as with Kenshi Nezu's Lemon. Kenshi Nezu's Lemon kind of just like it's fairly obvious in what it was trying to talk about, but this one right here is definitely a lot more venti. You know what I'm saying? A lot more emotional, a lot more not a lot more emotional, a lot more emotionally like negatively emotionally charged. She's very clearly upset about something. But there's a lot of like lines here where I was trying to follow what she was saying, but I didn't know if she was being literal with it or if she was doing like a simile or metaphor. If she was doing what's that word? I don't freaking know. But we're gonna figure it out in the lyrics anyway. So I'll just let it play out. She said something about ambiguousness. So maybe she's upset that people aren't concrete with their emotions. Okay, maybe. Me too. Okay, so this song is basically stop yapping. Stop yapping. Talking too much. What's that One Punch Man? Say it in 20 words or less. Okay, she wants people to stop yapping. Okay. Confused? That's me right now. It also doesn't help that she's like rapping too while she's doing this. It's a lot faster than Lemon. All right, let's go back. Let's go back 10.
夜も雨傘を閉じて濡れて帰ろうよ
Yeah. I'm confused. I got a little bit of what she was trying to say. I think she was very upset that people were maybe being fake and like saying things they don't mean, but also maybe just people not knowing what not being able to describe perfectly what they're feeling, or like maybe yapping. She's very frustrated about something. That's one thing I'm sure about. And another thing I'm sure about is when she keeps mentioning rain, it's very clearly not like physical rain, because I didn't see a single drop of rain in the entire visual. So it's very clearly like mental rain that she's talking about, like cloudiness, people not being able to think straight. I think maybe that is tying to people not being able to talk, not maybe people not able to communicate their feelings properly. So maybe that's why she's frustrated, because people not being able to communicate their thoughts properly, and people not able to perfectly like people not able to accurately convey their emotions. So there's a lot of misinterpretation happening when they interact with other people. Maybe that's what she's frustrated about. I don't know. We're gonna get into the lyrics, so let me just pop this in there. Let's get into it. All right. All right, is this properly zoomed in? Okay. Inexperience? Maybe. Oh shit, no! Stop! Heartless, but even so, be beautiful. No destiny, unworthy. If we just talk as if it's never enough, if it's like this, then probably things will go well. Is she talking about dating? Things, money, love, words. I'm so tired of self-asserting myself already. Okay, yeah. When I was reading these part of the lyrics, I was like, what? Girl's talking about something. I don't know what she's talking about. You said all sorts of selfish things. Okay, is she talking about a boyfriend or something? Not being able to think straight. It's a thing not allowing him to date a person that isn't related to him. Domestic girlfriend, like domestic in the house, like family sibling. So he can't date anyone other than his sister. What the hell, Alabama nonsense is this? What? So he can't. So she's complaining that the guy can't connect with anyone but his sister. That's what the girl's frustrated about. I'd be frustrated too. But at that point, girl, just leave. Bro's hopeless. I don't know what you see in him. Okay. That's how I understand. Okay, we're gonna read more into this. All right. Let's read more into this. I'm tired of self-asserting myself, so maybe she is the breadwinner, right? Maybe she's the breadwinner. Maybe she's the one putting in more effort in the relationship than the guy. Because money, love, she's probably giving more love, more money. Again, breadwinner, all that. He's probably very distant with her, given from this. Deja vu, what are you so unsatisfied about? You said all sorts of selfish things. What more could you possibly want? Probably you being his sister. So maybe some roleplay is the option. Maybe that's the solution. But surprise, I don't hate this situation. I'm sick of hearing that line. One thing I don't want is ambiguousness. So she wants him to be concrete on what he wants in the relationship. If they wants to break up or if he wants to continue the relationship. She's just tired of being in that gray zone, which perfectly valid. I completely understand. My thing is though, was this? But surprise, I don't hate the situation. So is Girly a masochist? Is she one of those people that goes after those toxic guys on purpose? I mean, if that's the case, girl, this is all on you. This is all on you. It's just, I don't feel bad for you if you walked into this knowingly. But let's get into more of the lyrics. Enough. Even if you say this or do that, even if you say even if you say you love me or why, it's easy if it's just for fun. Yeah, it's easy to say those things, but it's completely different to be able to mean it. So I get what she means there, and that it's reckless, serious negotiating, those contemptuous and surprising words. How many times do you want to use? Anyway, because he's probably the type of person to like be really good with sweet talking and seducing with talking. He's probably really good at that, and she is probably frustrated that the fact that he's so good at it that she gets roped in almost every single time. Maybe that might be why. I was hoping it even in a fixed game. Even all those quoted phrases, those words make people tiptoe. Let those things become taboo. Take a hint. Don't let it rain. Interesting. Okay. So you're hoping it even in a fixed game. Was she talking about a relationship? Even all those quoted phrases, those words make people tiptoe. Okay, so maybe when make people tiptoe, she's talking about like the way he's talking make people like second guess their own feelings, because he's so good at talking that they don't know how to properly respond, and like he influences them into thinking what he wants because he's so good at talking. Let these things become taboo. Take a hint. Don't let it rain. By don't let it rain, is she saying that basically stand up for yourself? Basically, don't be influenced by his words. Like he is don't let him cloud your judgment. Is that what she's trying to say? Interesting. Okay. I hate talking in a roundabout way. If you must speak, answer it within 2 words. Yeah, because when you're sweet talking, when you're trying to navigate around something, you're trying to manipulate someone, oftentimes they yap. So, yeah, that's why she says this. If it must speak, answer within 2 words. Because, like, you can't really manipulate too much when you just say 2 words. So when you yap too much, that's when the manipulation and gaslighting really comes in. Red butterfly, even a letter can't be served. I think there's a significance with red and letter, like the color red and letter. I think that's an actual thing in Japan. I think that has some significant meaning. I don't know what it is, though. Spreading a fragile folding fan, that's more attractive, isn't it? I don't know what that means. Confused, if you can't answer, please leave me alone. The keywords, but you don't listen. So he doesn't listen. He just kind of just says what he wants. Okay. I mean, bro just sounds like a freaking... He just sounds like a lost case. I don't even know why she's even wasting her time with him. Is that the entire anime? Is that just the viewer's experience with the entire anime? Just like a girl just walking headfirst into a toxic relationship and then just screaming at her to leave? Is that what the anime is about? Because that's what it sounds like from the lyrics. You also want to hold it with the umbrella? Do you want me to explain to you the premise of the anime? After I finish the lyrics. We'll get to it. If only for the sake of peace of mind and then fall sweet raindrops. You also want to hold up the umbrella. Okay, I wonder what they're talking about the umbrella here. I wonder if the video we're going to watch is going to talk about that. I hope I can always look forward to it. I close my eyes. I wanted to change. Pretending to be an adult. Lost. Pretending to be an adult. Like, maybe taking charge of the relationship. Kind of like paying the bills. Kind of like babysitting. In a way, like babysitting like someone, because some relationships do be like that, where one person ends up babysitting the other, and it's not even an even relationship. It's more so like one person taking care of another. Yeah, I've seen that. So maybe that's what she feels like. She's like taking too much leadership in the relationship. It's not even. Maybe that's what she's complaining about. Copy, paste, delete, repeat these actions. Probably because they're going through the same thing over and over and over again, and it's very annoying to her. This is a heartache love. Toxic relationship. I'm assuming that's what she's saying. Fragmented, serious negotiating. Okay. Even if it was a fixed race. So, I wonder if she said even if it was a fixed race, like she knew what was going to happen, but she jumped in anyway. She knew this was going to be the dynamic. She knew this was going to be like not a good relationship, but she walked in anyway. Again, if that's the case, then girl, I don't feel bad for you. But I could be wrong about that. Even the words are said in official cavity. The habit of picking up your toes, quit these. I don't know what this is. This is like something specific with Japan. I have no idea. But it's also rainy today. Collapse the umbrella, going home in the rain. So she's going to go home probably to her relationship, still be clouded in judgment, still being frustrated, still being emotionally in turmoil. So all of this is gonna happen again. So it's kind of coming full circle. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I could be completely wrong on my analysis, but hey, that's the fun of it, right? Having a different interpretation.
Before going
all right, here we go.
Over the song, it's worth noting that its Japanese title is more ambiguous than the English title. The Japanese language has 3 alphabets.
Yeah, because the Japanese titles are often not translated as well when it's translated to English. That's what I've seen some Japanese people say in my comments. Like the English translation doesn't really give the same emotional weight as the actual Japanese themselves. So if you want to like get the full experience of a song or an anime, probably learn Japanese. That's what I've seen.
Minami chose to write the title in katakana. Had it been written in kanji, its meaning would be fixed. By using katakana, the title Kawaki wa Amaku can have two meanings, crying for thirst or crying for dryness. This duality represents the shift of wanting the rain to stop to longing for it to fall again. It's a subtle yet clever detail that'd go unnoticed if you don't understand Japanese. Minami also uses this kind of wordplay again in the lyrics. Since the lyrics are written for domestic girlfriend, understanding the story and characters is essential to fully understanding
Someone got banned in the chat. I was gonna talk to them, but okay.
the song. So before some of you skip this section, just hear me out. Even if you're turned off by the anime's premise, Minami's lyrics are so well thought out in the context of the story.
Oh, they're amazing.
And they'll make you appreciate Crying for Rain all the more.
They're amazing. The lyrics are amazing. Like anime, I don't even care about the anime, but the lyrics and the content itself is amazing. Even if I don't get the full translation of it, because English translation isn't perfect, it was still beautifully written. I know that much.
Girlfriend is centered around a love triangle between three characters: Natsuo, Rui, and Hina. Rui initially sleeps with Natsuo as a one-time experience to understand intimacy.
That's crazy.
But over time, she develops genuine feelings for him. Natsuo has
but he loves his sister.
Long-standing crush on Hina, his high school teacher who rejects him due to their obvious age gap. Hina is also entangled in her own affair with a married man.
Oh, I see why people don't like this anime. This is like, oh my god.
Ironically, a former teacher from when she was in high school. Now here's the actual controversial part. Rui and Hina are sisters, and their mother marries Natsuo's father, making them all step-siblings. I promise—
Oh, step. What are you doing, step, bro? Oh, so step. Okay.
This is all fundamental knowledge to appreciating the lyrics, as they're written from the perspective of Hina. Minami's—
Hold on, I completely forgot which name goes to which person. I need to recap. Back 10.
He sleeps with Natsuo as
okay, so Rui is Rui is the not— what the hell?
Natsuo has a long-standing crush on Hina.
Hina is the teacher, and Crying for Rain is from Hina's perspective. Okay. Wait, so which guy is she talking about? Is she talking about the married man? Is she talking about the guy?
Teacher who rejects him due to their obvious age gap.
Probably the married
Hina
man.
is also entangled in her own affair with a married man. Ironically, a former teacher from when she was in high school. Now here's the actual controversial part. Rui and Hina are sisters, and their mother marries Natsuo's father, making them all step-siblings. I promise this is all fundamental knowledge to appreciating the lyrics, as they're written from the perspective of Hina.
Great, I wish I read the lyrics after I watched this video, but okay.
Minami's music is characterized by her raw sound, and a big reason is that she treats her breaths as if they were an instrument.
I'm so glad he mentioned that. I am so glad he mentioned that. I was gonna say, the breathing in Minami's music is very deliberate, but also really good.
With a lot of Western music, breaths are often removed in post-production. But with Minami, each of her breaths and signs sound
Wow! We're the same person. No wonder why he subscribed to me. Yo, shout out to you, bro.
like they were done with purpose. The song opens with a single breath, one that resembles a gasp for air when crying. The lyrics begin to express Hina's inexperience with relationships, and then her response towards Natsuo's feelings. The next line is a message to herself, saying that she needs to maintain her beautiful appearance in both her personal and work life despite her issues.
Okay.
Minami's vocals begin softly, carrying a very melancholic weight.
Also, I need his microphone. Whatever microphone he's using, I need it.
The transition to the next section initially seems gentle, but this abruptly changes with her final note. She goes from whispering to this powerful cry with the weight she puts on that note. The next section dives deeper into Hina's emotions, and the production remains minimal, with the focus being on the drums and guitars.
Dang, this dude went in.
The first part reinforces—
Is he a musician? Because he's pretty in-depth with the song structuring and the song composition.
How there's no future between herself and Natsuo. Yet rejecting him once reinforces how there's no future between herself and—
if we just talk, if it's never enough, it's like this, will probably things go well. Thanks, money, love, words. Okay. Okay, so this right here is talking about her and Natsuo. Bro is simping too much, and she's like, yo, take the hint. Please leave. That's why she said take the hint at the end of the verse. Okay.
Natsuo. Yet rejecting him once won't be enough to make him move on.
Yeah, no, Minami should make a song for the guy for Rent a Girlfriend, the main character.
Hina's past mirrors Natsuo's present, as highlighted by the deja vu line. She's trapped between the selfish desire to be loved and the inevitable consequences of her choices. This line alludes to her affair partner's repeated promises to divorce his wife, but it could also reflect her exhaustion with Natsuo's persistent confessions.
Listen, Natsuo, I empathize. But with the married man, you knew what you were signing up for. I don't feel bad for you, all right? You have trouble with the married man relationship, that's on you, boo, okay? You grown-ass woman going after a grown-ass man with a grown-ass family, and you think it's still going to end well, girl? Bye.
But it could also reflect her exhaustion with Natsuo's persistent confessions. Then comes a transition to the chorus, the most replayed moment of the song on YouTube. Both the production and vocals explode, turning the calmness to chaos once again. There's 3 choruses in the song, each with different lyrics and an evolving sound that reflects the shift in emotion. The first chorus reflects Natsuo's initial confession to Hina and the moment that follows. As she begins to recognize the sincerity of his feelings, she convinces herself that a proper relationship between them is impossible.
Because it probably is, because teacher-student, that's probably not the healthiest. It's hot, but it's not the healthiest.
This line suggests her reluctance to fully acknowledge the weight of his emotions. Meanwhile, the mention of the fixed game implies that Hina is destined to lose, whether it's being abandoned by her affair partner or watching Natsuo move on. The first chorus ends with Hina rejecting the rain, and thus Natsuo's love. The next verse reflects Hina's frustration with these conflicts within herself and in her relationships. The second chorus starts with Hina's confusion. She doesn't know if she truly wants Natsuo and is worried about the consequences of being with him. Natsuo doesn't have an answer for Hina, but he wants to keep enjoying their relationship without thinking
because he's a kid, ma'am. Leave both of them.
About the consequences. Natsuo's love is too pure for Hina, and she feels a sense of guilt. As the plot progresses, an event leads to them separating, and this is where the song's tone shifts. Hina realizes that their relationship clouded her judgment and recognition of what was going on in her life. She wanted to change and reciprocate those feelings, but she felt as though she was just pretending to be an adult.
I mean, listen, little tidbit for you youngins who aren't adults yet. Being an adult, no one knows what the hell they're doing. Everyone's just like pretending they know what the hell they're doing. All right. No one knows what the hell's going on. No one knows what's going on with their life. Everyone's lost. Everyone's confused. That's how it is. Okay. So if someone says like, oh, I got to figure it out. No, they don't. They're lying. Being an adult is no different than being a kid. You just have more responsibilities.
Relationship is lost, but Hina pleads for it to not stop raining. Or in other words, to see Natsuo again before his love for her fades away. The bridge then...
Hold on. The relationship is lost?
Relationship is lost, but Hina pleads for it to not stop raining. Or in other words, to see Natsuo again before his love for her fades...
Oh, come on, girl.
...away.
I can understand why she kind of likes like Natsuo simping for her is because she has like external validation, you know what I'm saying? She has external validation, like him constantly like being in love with her. That's kind of like in a very twisted way, it's emotional support because it exhibits that someone is very like someone appreciates your existence and someone like it's hard to explain. But again, in its own twisted way, it's emotional support. So him losing that, even though she doesn't really want to be with him, she does appreciate that emotional support. But she's getting confused and she's starting to construe the two to be the same thing.
Which then slows things down. It gives off the same feeling as taking a break while crying, when you need to catch your breath before the emotions flood back in.
Mm-hmm. And the breathing. Minami is so good, bro.
The wordplay in the final line reinforces the struggle of Hina understanding her own desires and thinking about what's best for Natsuo. You'll also notice that during the bridge, Minami doesn't breathe until the last line. In context with the lyrics, it shows how each one of her breaths was used intentionally to create this rhythm throughout the track. The song's last chorus ties back into the first one with the mention of this fixed game. Later in the story, when Hina was away from Natsuo, Rui confesses to him.
Good.
He's moved on. With his steps.
Good. Oh, come on. W Natsu in the chat. Let's go, Natsu. Growing up, moving past his little simp for the teacher. Appreciate that, bro. Come on, man.
Sister of all people. proving that Hina was always destined to lose. Taboo is the only lyric that turns red throughout the entire music video, and that seems to confirm the symbolism behind the girl's red rain jacket and umbrella. However, instead of drowning in her sadness, she decides to stop her habit of running away. Hina will continue to love Natsuo and thus continue crying for rain.
That is not the solution, ma'am.
The song ends with a great guitar solo,
Oh, yeah.
and then as all the
That's putting it lightly.
instruments fade away, Minami delivers her final lines. "It's raining again today. I'll close my umbrella and go home in the rain." Paired with the lack of background sound, her vocals heighten this feeling of loneliness that both Hina and this girl are unable to escape. Crying for Rain is an incredible
Bro, it's this level of detail and thought in every single aspect of the song that's so mind-blowing with these Japanese songs, man. Just how much intent and how much like everything ties into what the song's trying to portray is just so, it's just so good. I love the amount of layers and how everything is thought out in this song. Oh my god, man, I love Japanese music. All right, so what did we learn? Hina should have left him. Hina should have probably moved to a different country, probably start a new life, because what was happening right there is probably not working. Also, Natsu in the chat, Natsu moved on. He's like, wait, me dating my teacher, that's probably not a good thing. Let me go after the sister instead, who's probably the same age as me. And that relationship seems to be blooming well. I mean, obviously, I could be wrong. All right, I could watch the anime. It could like turn out horrible. But from what I've seen in the song, Natsu in the chat, Rui's the bad one. Listen, at least she's the same age. At least she's the same age. I feel like we've made progress. We've made like baby steps, right? We took a baby step in the somewhat right direction. But right? Wait, so what is Rui? What's the problem with Rui? Why is she manipulating thing? First off, I will say her like just sleeping with him in order to test something, that's messed up. All right? That's borderline psychotic behavior. Ideally, you should probably sleep with someone if you just really like them, and ideally if you're dating, one night stand. I'm not really a one night stand type of guy. I don't really support that. But, you know, that's kind of crazy to sleep with someone just to try it out, to experiment. What the hell? There's still steps. Okay, but like step, like it's anime. It could be a lot. It could have been a lot worse. Okay, would you rather go out with a prostitute who's your sister or a teacher who's your sister? I'd probably just be gay.